Hey, welcome to CCIE Quick Tips. As always, I'm not going to share any information about the exam. I have not taken it yet. Even if when I do and I fail it, pass it, whatever it may be, I'm not going to share any information. So what I am going to share with you today is how to quickly add interface IP addresses to an OSPF process. Not just 1, 2, but 12. Right? There's a bunch of them that we need to add to the OSPF process, but we need to do it quickly. So there's two particular options that we have. We can either go into each individual interface, and again, this is dictated by what the question is on the exam. If it doesn't state, then we're kind of we have a little bit more freedom. So this is under the assumption that nothing has been stated, a particular technique that we need to perform. So we could either go into each individual interface and add that interface into the OSPF process, which will be the only way to do it in newer iOS versions. But as of right now, with the 12-RT, we can still do it, so we can perform under the OSPF process. The other option, which is to add the interface IP address or the network with the correct inverse mask, right? So all of those options are a little bit tedious and can take a little bit of time and are subject to a little bit of typing error, right? So since we're 12.4T and we're still allowed to go into the OSPF process and add the interface IP address, there is a way that we can quickly get this done. So do a do show IP interface brief and then exclude your unassigned addresses, right? Go ahead and take all of those, copy, make sure to always have your notepad open, go ahead and paste them in, and we're really left with some kind of junk here, you know. I mean, nothing is repetitive in this particular document. There's different spaces throughout here, so there is just a little bit of work that we got to do. Get rid of my one-off statement, and then what I'm left with is a bunch of lines that have repetition of blank space. So Control C, replace, and then we're going to replace it with network space, right? Replace all, and then we're left with 3 more lines with a repetitive space. Replace all, and then we're left with loopback. We can take loopback out by Control C, put it in there, and remove it completely. And then we're left with just the numbers, right? So hitting delete and just going down the line, I can remove all of these numbers quickly. Now we're left with a bunch of stuff at the end that doesn't have repetition besides the yes manual up, network up. The great thing is that we don't have to worry about these spaces here. We can just replace all of this data right here with the variable space, and the iOS will, or the command prompt will take it, just as long as the very next thing after the IP address is the inverse mask. Doesn't matter when it occurs. So go ahead and select what is repetitious, Control C, edit replace, and we're going to replace it with space, our inverse mask, and then the area ID, area 0, right? Now from this point in time, if there is specifics on what area these need to be in, if they're all different or there's only a few that's different, you can make the adjustments here quickly. But go ahead and do Control A will select all, and then Control C. Go back to your terminal, right? Go to your routing process. Again, do I show IP proto to see what the process ID is for the routing protocol for OSPF, and then just go ahead and right click or paste, and there we are. All of our networks have been, or all of our interfaces have been added to the area 0. Again, if you need to specify a specific area per interface, you can do that quickly with the notepad, and this saves you from having to type things in and risk having something put in incorrectly. So hope you enjoy. If you have any suggestions, comments, please do, and please subscribe for more great tutorials.